The new Microsoft Flight Simulator is available for pre-order now. We have 3 different versions to choose from, and we only have about a month until release. We got the standard version sitting at $60 US, then the Deluxe Edition at $90 US, and finally the Premium Deluxe Edition sitting at $120 US. So what is the right version to choose? And is any of these versions actually worth its price? In case of buying one of these versions, is it worth paying 50% more in order to get the Deluxe Edition? Or a more interesting question, is it worth paying double the price of the Standard Edition in order to get the Premium Deluxe? In order to get a better understanding of the value of what we are getting, we need to compare the features found on these packages against what it would cost to get something similar in the current market. Let's begin by breaking down what we are getting in the Standard Flight Simulator package. We got 20 brilliant modeled, well-simulated, payware quality aircraft. We also have 30 handcrafted, impeccable attention to detail, payware quality airports. It is worth mentioning that all airports in planet Earth are available to arrive and depart from, with at least a decent level of quality. Of course, those won't have the same quality as the previously mentioned 30 handcrafted airports, but that doesn't mean that they are not going to be any good. We are also getting brilliant scenery available all around the globe, enabling the possibility of utilizing real-world VFR methods to fly anywhere in planet Earth. Also, we are getting breathtaking, never seen before in a flight simulator volumetric, multi-layered, real-life-like behaving cloud rendering and simulation. This new simulator also has a partnership with MeteoBlue to provide precise, multi-layered real-world weather simulation anywhere on planet Earth. They also have a partnership with Navloop to provide complete real-world navigational data, which will be updated following the official AIRAC cycle updates, which happen every 28 days. And also they have yet another partnership, this time with FlightAware, to provide the simulation of real-world air traffic inside your simulator. We are also getting sloped runways, because not all runways are flat. We are also getting a multiple independent surfaces aerodynamic simulation. It is also worth mentioning that we have access to more than 2 petabytes, not gigabytes, not terabytes, 2 petabytes of scenery data. That data will automatically be streamed to your session as the data is required, enabling you to fully experience these 2 petabytes of scenery while not requiring more than 200 gigs of hard disk space. And we are getting all of this in this standard package with a $60 US price tag. And I could probably keep going and find more really awesome features, but let's stop here and try to build something similar to the Flight Simulator standard package with 2 different already available flight simulators. Let's start with comparable features of what has been called its direct competition, X-Plane 11. Okay, so X-Plane 11 has 9 varying in quality aircraft. Some are decent, but none could be said to be exactly payware quality. Also, X-Plane has something called the Scenery Gateway, where the same community has been helping by creating various good quality airports. More and more are being included in the simulator each update it receives. The quality can drastically vary, but you can expect pretty decent airports and pretty weird ones, of course. Almost all airports around the globe can be found, but you may find some of them that are completely empty. The scenery is reasonable in most areas, nothing really impressive, and it's mostly auto-generated in a plausible manner, so not really good for simulating a real-life VFR experience. Volumetric clouds that look okay, but their simulation and behavior is somewhat poor. They may also tank performance. The built-in real-world weather system is quite limited. Navigational data is very old, not a viable option for serious simmers. AI-generated traffic is really in its simplest form. We do get sloped runways, and in the aerodynamics department we also get the multiple independent surfaces aerodynamic simulation, but it is said it has some limitations against the new aerodynamic simulation of the new flight simulator. And of course, the scenery you have in your hardware storage is the scenery you get. And also, this has the $60 US price tag. Now what we are going to try to do with X-Plane is upgrade a couple of things, mostly with third-party software, to try and match the features of this simulator with the new flight simulator. But before we do that, let's also list the features of another competitor, good old FSX. FSX has 24 absolutely garbage aircraft. Nothing remotely close to paywork quality airports. Many airports are available, many airports are missing, and the quality is, by today's standard, quite poor. The sceneries leave much to be desired. Cloud simulation is very simple and outdated. The built-in real-world weather is quite limited. The navigational data is very basic and outdated. AI-generated traffic is also in its simplest form. Here you got flat runways. As we know in the real world, not all runways are flat, some not even close. And something interesting from this simulator is that you cannot land in anything but flat terrain. Something that now with the new simulator you are able to land in any slope, which is pretty cool. This simulator also has quite primitive flying on rails, feeling, lookup tables, aerodynamics, and as well as explain the scenery you have in your hardware storage is the scenery you will be getting. But we do get a nice price tag over here. It is a $25 price tag. So now looking at this table, we can see that we are getting much more value for our money with the new flight simulator. But just for the fun of it, let's try and match the features in X-Plane and FSX to the new flight simulator. In X-Plane, if we want paywork quality aircraft, well, we need to pay for it. Except for one aircraft, the 737 Cibo mod. That one is absolutely brilliant, paywork quality free aircraft. So we only need to buy 19 more aircraft to match the flight simulators. For a good quality aircraft, you can expect to pay from $30 to $80. Let's be optimistic and say we can get 19 really good aircraft for $40 each. With only a small investment of around $760, we now have 20 very decent aircraft in X-Plane. That will give the new flight simulator a run for its money. Oh, the irony. Now let's do the same with FSX. Same optimism, this time we are buying 20, not 19, so we must invest $800. Now let's add some paywork quality airports into X-Plane and FSX. In X-Plane you can find very good quality airports free to download, but if you're looking for paywork quality, chances are you are going to have to pay up. Good paywork airports normally range in a price between $10 and $40. Let's be optimistic and say you get all the airports you want, $15 each. Amazing deal. Let's keep the optimism going and say you also were able to find 10 free paywork quality airports for X-Plane 11. So you only need to buy 20. 15 each, so we managed to match the number of paywork quality airports of the flight simulator in X-Plane 11 for just $300. And wow, I am being extremely optimistic. Let's now use the same formula with FSX, which will require 30 purchases, so we end up investing a pocket change around $450. For now, let's ignore the empty airports in X-Plane and the non-existent ones in FSX, and let's try to match up the world scenery in X-Plane and FSX to the flight simulators. Let me start by saying this. Currently, it is physically impossible to match the 2 petabyte sceneries provided in the new flight simulator, but we can definitely try to vastly improve the default sceneries in X-Plane and FSX. Let's say we're going to pump up all the sceneries in planet Earth using ORBX. This means improving all terrain, buildings, trees, grass, rivers, lakes, motorways, coastlines, railways, cities, towns, villages, etc. And let's be ridiculously optimistic and say we managed to do all of that with only a small $500 investment. I know, right? The deal of a lifetime. Now let's speed this up and say you improve the real-world weather, cloud and weather simulation effects, performance, environmental audios and all that stuff for $40. For the navigational data, you subscribe to Navigraph, $10 a month, so let's consider a year of subscription here, let's put $100. Let's also grab a software that injects real-world air traffic into the simulator. It should be costing us around $40. And let's wrap this up right here and see where we stand. And oh boy, ignore the $60 flight simulator standard package. That 120 premium edition looks like a really good deal. So to answer the video's main question, are any of the editions of the new Microsoft Flight Simulator worth the asking price? My answer is They are a steal. This is probably the first and last time that you are going to be able to steal from Microsoft. Now the next question, what edition do I recommend? It is actually quite simple. If you are a casual gamer interested in the flight simulator world, go for the standard version. No need to throw more money at it. You're gonna have a lot of fun and there is a lot to learn. It's gonna be an amazing experience. But if you are a flight simulator enthusiast, what are you waiting for? Just grab the $120 edition already. So what about the Deluxe Edition? Meh. The Deluxe Edition is there just to fill the gap between one version and the other. Sadly, it does lock behind its paywall aircraft that I believe should have been part of the standard package. Now let me make this clear. I am not saying this because I am not willing to pay more for them, but because they are behind a paywall that makes little sense to me. Unless there is a very specific reason for you considering the deluxe version, don't waste your time and just get the standard or the premium. The price tag is not really the issue here. So after the numbers we pulled out, what do you think about the price tags on the new simulator? What version will you be getting, if any? I myself already own the Premium Deluxe and I can't wait for the release of this beauty. I think it's an amazing deal. I just want to do a reality check to all of you waiting patiently for the release date. Hang tight and expect a rocky start, just as it has been with any other flight simulator at launch. It is the community plus time that will make this simulator truly great. And that is all from me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to let me know if you liked or disliked this video, and if you really loved it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and help me make more content you enjoy. Special thanks to my Patreons, Punda, Loper Vegeta, Eastern Hops, Steven Cotting, Ron Miller, and Fleming Didriksen. Happy flying, stay safe, cross check out.